Alright, here we go. Where's my button? Oh. I'm just gonna give it a second. Just need a second here for at least someone to join. Now shut the fuck up, man. You need a job. You don't have a job. You gotta get to getting a job. But what the fuck? But sorry about that. I got a text message from work. We're gonna ignore that. But today I'm starting a new series. I know people love series, so we're starting a new series. It's called EU4 After Hours. It's where I slave away for like 10 hours at work. Well, not 10 hours, more like 8 hours at work. Then I get home and then I slave away at EU4. Now, I'm gonna set a timer for this because I don't want to be playing EU4 all night. After all, I do have a full-time job. I gotta be up by 6 in the morning. So we're gonna set a timer for a grand total of, what time is it right now? 7 something? Yeah, let's say it's 8. Let's give ourselves 2 hours tonight. And however long I work, however long I play EU4 each night is gonna depend on what fucking time I get out of work. Alright? I swear to fuck, I swear to fuck, if OBS crashes on me, if OBS or my internet refuses to fucking work with me, I swear I will flip shit. I swear to everyone watching this, to all 5 people, that I will flip shit if my internet connection doesn't let this happen. Anyway, Holland's a pretty good nation to play in EU4. Can't really go wrong with Holland. But I think the plan is we're just going to try to colonize the Americas. I think the plan for Holland is we're going to take over as much of America as possible. We're going to dumpster the British, and then hopefully we're going to beat the fuck out of the French. And we should be able to call it a game around the mid 1680s or 1700s. That's the goal for this. And what do I think about EU5? I don't want to share my thoughts on EU5. You know, we've only had one trailer. Let's just say it hasn't been the best. So, yeah, from what I've seen, I don't like it. But who knows? Maybe they'll get their shit together. What fucking mission do we want from the Estates? Den Haag. Right now, don't get on me about what estates I choose, alright? Listen, I don't care about the metagame. Just trying to have fun. So listen, if I don't pick an optimal estate, just don't say anything. Just let it happen, alright? Just don't worry about it. This one's good. Any chance we'll be getting more? Maybe, yeah. The big problem we've had with the podcast is obviously scheduling, because we're all in different countries. We're not in a single country, right? So like I'm in Panama, Hollow's in Canada, fucking Santiago and John are in different parts of America. So you have a scheduling problem because everyone's got their own shit going on. So we're sort of the same time zone, but not always, because they have daylight savings. I don't have daylight savings, so it's a bit of a mess. And we also need an interesting guest for the podcast. That's what we've been missing recently, is a guest to really bring on to spice things up. So once we have a guest, though, we'll probably do it. We'll probably bring it back. That's why I haven't streamed for a bit, is because I've been waiting. You can't be the guest, Bubbles. I'm sorry. You don't meet the criteria. You have no you have no influence inside the United States Supreme Court. What fucking nobility estate? Let's go supremacy over the crown, and I'm gonna save one slot for nobility and officer corps, because that one's good. And here for admiralty. Free trade is always good. Private trade fleets is always good. Burger economic freedom is always good. And burger financial burger bookkeeping I'm gonna take. That one's pretty decent. I think actually I have money for advisors. Let's get the reinforced speed guy. Let's get the fucking. We don't really have any good. What the fuck is this Diplo advisor? That's Diplo power, right? Yeah. Do we have any good administrative guy? We have this guy. Okay, you're Jewish. I'm sorry, but I don't think the Holy community's too kind to Jewish people, especially with what Kanye's been dropping. I don't know if that would be safe for you to come on. Fuck it, let's grab the Morella Navies guy just so we can get our mana up. The plan is we need to break free from Burgundy. That's our biggest hurdle in the early game. But once we break free from Burgundy, then we're gonna scale up incredibly fast. So what I'm thinking here is we try to get the UK or France on our side. Either will work for our purposes. We just need someone who can dumpster the shit out of Burgundy, preferably France, because then I can get an alliance with France, and then I don't have to worry about them for the first, let's say, 100 or so years of the game, 200 or so years. Alright, we're already doing fucking awful. What's this event? The levy? Oh, fuck no, dude. Minus tax modifier. Lose 5 prestige. I'll just lose the 10 loyalty, dog. Fuck that. Oh, no. You gotta love RNG-based games. What the fuck is this? This is bullshit. Already 2 negative events. Alright, this doesn't bode well. We might need to to employ save scumming. Oh no. Yeah, so if you don't understand EU4, don't worry, I don't understand it either. So we're gonna understand it together. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna learn it. We don't have that many dropped frames this stream. It's kind of stable. Oh, so I'm sorry to say that these streams will be at night, because that's when I get home from work. At the earliest, they'll be at fucking 6 my time. At the latest, they'll probably be like at fucking 7, 8. They'll stare. Combat in EU4 is really simple after you unlock cannons, alright? Before you get the cannons, you want to have a good infantry to cavalry ratio. So since we have 6 infantry, we would ideally want to have 2 cavalry. However, a force limit doesn't allow it, from my fickle understanding. But once you unlock cannons, which should be around Tech 8 or 10, then you just, from what I remember, from what I've been told, you gotta look at your combat width, and then your combat stacks should be like this total width. Like, so we have combat width 20, which means our max units we can have is 20. We want to have 20,000 men maximum. If we had cannons unlocked, that would mean, if I'm not mistaken, we would want to have it like, let's say, 15 infantry and like 5 cannons. Again, EU4 combat is weird because it depends on your army tradition, your morale. It depends on RNG, like the fucking dice rolls. Depends on your tech. So, you know, we're just not going to worry about it until we have to worry about it. Listen, Pale Horse. With time, everything's possible. And not everyone's awake at fucking 7 at night. Most of my viewers are European. I'm fucking streaming this at like 1, 2 in the morning for them, alright? It's not my fault, man. I gotta work. Ugh. I know, we just need to keep those fucking relations up. Alright, France would support my independence. That's good enough for me. We want to rush the independence war with Burgundy. They have a truce with Brittany. Alright, so France has 25k. Burgundy has 16k. If I declared for independence right now, we could, in theory, win, but they're allied with Austria, which doesn't inspire confidence. Could I get the Bohemians to support my... Fuck no. Alright, we're already starting off bad. We could get the Danish, though. Denmark's pretty good. Suggestion for next play: just play the Cold War and Kurd mod. Maybe if we can get Colonel Cam on, since he's the expert for that one. Or fuck it, I'd play it with Cam just for funsies. But the problem with Cam is he's in Australia, so coordinating with him is can be a bit of a challenge. Oh, so you gotta let me know if the stream quality dips, cause well, I'd show you what my second monitor looks like, but I don't really have a webcam plugged in. I've got like 3 different panels open, and I can't really see how well, like, what the stream quality is. If it's too bad, then I'll just I should have it fixed tomorrow, which should be episode 2 of this bullshit. Actually, I see exactly what the bit rate is. That's pretty bad. Let me bring it up a bit. Hopefully this doesn't restart the stream when I bring it up. Hopefully you just power into reality and start getting quality. Getting resolution. Alright, we're losing minus 0.5. Why? No one... Listen, man. Some people have to go to sleep. Oh my... I just got 75 ducats from fucking... Thanks for funding your my independence, retard. We need Denmark. But Denmark's at war with Cola. Where the fuck are my diplomats? Oh yeah, that's right. I have one in the UK, the other one's in Denmark. Alright. Hopefully Burgundy declares a shit war against who's the guy they always go after? They always go after Provence. So hopefully they deck on Provence. So I can deck on them with France. Because with just France, I should be able to beat the Burgundians. What's worrying me is that Burgundy's allied to Austria. That does not inspire confidence. And we're making ducats again. That's good. Oh, we're above force limit. Uh-oh. Need to up this. Alright. Alright, so Britain just won't support my independence. That's epic. Alright, Denmark definitely won't support my independence. Okay, who the fuck are my options? I have the French. Aragon, ooh, Aragon, definitely. You know what? I would be down to help Aragon become strong. Because we could use them to... so if I manage to maintain the alliance with Aragon, then we can kind of fuck on Spain, make it so they never get colonies. That serves the purposes of the VOC. That's the fucking play. We're gonna get Aragon in the coalition. Alright. What has happened in the game? I tabbed out. Charles de Bourgogne will now rule over it. Ooh, they got a shit air over here. 204. God damn. That's lit. I support independence. Come on, just 1% more than I can deck the war. Come on. Come on, Aragon. I also need the seized land decision. What do you think? Till Trump renames the Panama Canal? Well, he'd have to take it over first, and I don't think he's retarded enough, let's be honest. Listen, Trump's pretty stupid. I don't think he's stupid enough to start a global war over a fucking strip of land. Right? Okay, with Aragon, how many troops does Aragon have? Roughly, they have 18k. So now I should have enough for. Yeah, we have 63k. They'll have 45k. Listen, don't worry about the views. It was more about the game. If I streamed at a reasonable time, though, like if this was like midday, 1 in the afternoon, we might have a few more. We might get up to 20. The problem is the Europeans are, yeah, Venezuela. The plan for this run, for this campaign that I want to do I want to keep going until like mid 1600s to 1700s is we're going to conquer as much of America as possible. So we're going to need to take exploration ideas as our first idea group. And then after we conquer America, we're going to try to get something in Asia. But I don't think I'm going to go heavy in Asia and India, right? Because I don't want to deal with that bullshit. That I feel like that's going to overstretch me. So I think the main objective is we're going to take over as much of North America and South America as we can. And then we're going to try and like just fuck on the French, even though the French are going to help us. We're going to fuck on them later. It's just good business. All right, and let's declare the independence war. Yes, I'll take the stability hit. Hopefully, the AI doesn't send its infantry towards me and it sent... Alright, so how many troops does Austria? Austria has 19k. The French should be able to solo this for us. Oh, they sunk. Fuck, I forgot to bring my navy to port, so we lost 2 barks. It's okay. We can rebuild those fairly easily. We have ducats. Okay, this does not bode well. The AI has sent half their... Oh, they're just sending their entire army up to the... Okay, so I'm not playing this war, I guess. They just sent their entire army up here. And they're going to stack wipe. Yep. Alright, everybody. When that happens to you in EU4, all you got to do is wait until the AI wins the war for you. That's normal as the Netherlands. That's bound to happen. Is there any nation I always play first across all Paradox games? Not really. Because each Paradox game is different, right? So, what's easier? Legitimacy 90. Total navy size, that one should be easy. Because, like, when I'm playing a Hearts of Iron game, the first country I always choose is Germany, because that's, like, the main character of that era. But if we're talking, like, EU, like Europa Universalis, the first country I always play is either Holland or Lubeck. Just because I like the small little trade republics, you know? They're easy to play, easy to manage. Not too stressful. And for Victoria, like for a Vicky game, it's always between Sardinia and Prussia. Because those are really the emerging powers, I guess you could say. How are the French getting dumpstered? Why do they have 10 1k stacks just floating around? What the fuck is the AI do? The Burgundians have their entire army on my country. They're about to rape my fleet. Because these motherfuckers. Because the French AI is retarded. I've just lost everything. I have no army, no fleet. We're gonna have to rebuild this shit. You know how expensive this is gonna be? It's gonna cost like 90 ducats. Fuck me. Why does the AI do this every goddamn time? Okay, that's a 37k stack. I don't think we're winning this war, actually. Oh, no. Why are they allied with Brittany? What the fuck? Yeah, the French are getting dumpstered. What the hell? Might have to save scum this one. Not gonna lie. Might have to restart the run. Oh no. I turned on this music. There we go. Alright, so quick tip. No, we're not gonna console command this. If the AI was retarded, like if the French AI was retarded and the Burgundian AI was able to fuck me over, I'm just gonna restart the whole fucking run. Wait, I'm not above using the console for like just to be clear, I'm not above using the console. I play for fun. I use the console sometimes. However, in this scenario, I don't think the console can save us. I don't think the console can fix this. I think a reset can fix this. No, the French AI is bringing it back. We're gonna knock Brittany out. Then once Brittany's out, they're gonna go dumpster the Burgundian army. Hopefully. All this does though, is it means we're gonna have to House of Van Heldern. That's a decent heir to start off with. Let's start building back the barks. Because that's the most fucking valuable thing you have of any trade republic is your trade ships. How did the French let Paris get sieged? Where is the French army? Okay, sure, Burgundy. This motherfucker. Alright, there's the French army. Or part of it. Where's the Aragonese army? Alright, it's in 10-20k stacks. This game's dog ass. This game fucking sucks. Yo, what's up, Hunger? How's it going? Could I white piece the Austrians? I don't need anything off of Austria. I just need the white piece. Start getting royal marriages. I've been good. Trying not to get trolled by the AI. Here's what I'm talking about when I say the AI is retarded in these fucking Paradox games. They have, look at that, when they get attacked, when the big stack in Paris gets attacked, they send in 50,000 men. But when they've got a 1k stack in Troy or Reims, they just let them just let them get killed. This doesn't make sense. And now they let the Parisian stack get killed. What the fuck? This is ass. We're making money somehow though. So we won't need to restart. That's a good thing. Allied with France? Well, I got France and Aragon to support my independence. A decked on Burgundy, and the AI's eating shit as all usual. Because they just keep spawning in 20 fucking 1k stacks, and they're not using their big stacks for combat. So it's going about as expected for EU4, honestly. To be fair, I expected the AI to do much worse. Look at this shit. They're sending in 25,000 men to siege me down. I don't have an army, and I have one ship. What the fuck am I gonna do? What is this? What's this game design? What the fuck is this? Oh my god. This is what I say when this is what I mean when I say Paradox doesn't know how to make good games. It's because their fucking AI does this shit. And their AI comes in, they do this bullshit. And you can't even blame Clauswitz engine for this. This is just a fucking AI issue. They've been there goes my one trade ship again. Cause they keep doing this. They see me build one ship, and then they just come siege me down so they can kill it. This is ass. Why did France peace out? What the fuck is this? They let their country get sieged down, and then they peace out. I'm on the verge of restarting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the verge of restarting, man. Oh no. We're resetting the run. Alright, we're resetting the run. This is unbelievable. Atrocious performance from the AI. I probably won't try EU5 unless I get a free copy for it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I saw the trailer for it. I saw the little gameplay snippets they showed. Wasn't too interested in it. My opinion, especially the fucking map. The map design is awful. It's awful for that game. Worse than Victoria 3. But in my opinion, EU5 is going to be another Victoria 3 like game, and I just don't want to spend money on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if they make a Hoi 5, I'm probably not going to buy it unless it looks like spectacular. Unless it looks like Hoi 4, but in better by like 20 times, I'll probably buy it. But yeah, as it stands, I probably won't buy any Paradox games for a while. All right, we got to restart the run because that was an abysmal performance by AI France. I've been told they were strong. I've been lied to. We're gonna try this shit one more time, baby. Run it again. This is the post-work stream. All right, yeah, EU5 will run like shit. I have no doubt in my mind of that simple fact. For the past like 3 weeks, I've been working on a script for a video about Clauswitz engine, but the problem is I don't understand coding that well, and I can't really understand Clauswitz engine that well because it's undocumented. Like there's no public documentation about Clauswitz, so that video's kinda in a little limbo where I'm like, I have the script 80% of the way there, right? Like I've written down basically everything I want to say about Clauswitz engine. Now I just gotta like wrap it up in a neat little bow to be able to narrate it and edit it. But I don't know if I'll end up actually doing that, right? Because I'm sure there's someone more qualified to talk about Clauswitz probably. Because the problem with Clauswitz is mostly that it's, how many years ago? It was 2007? Like, it's an 18-year-old game engine. And the problem with Clauswitz being 18 years old is that the way Paradox develops games, from my research, which has had to cite a lot of forums and a lot of just anecdotal evidence, because again, none of this shit is well documented. Like Paradox has not in the slightest documented their game engine, so you have to take everything I say here with a grain of salt, right? But from what I've read, most of the problem with Clauswitz is that it's an 18-year-old game engine, right? It came out for the first Europa Universalis game. It was either for EU1 or EU2 that Clauswitz came out. Then whenever Paradox when Paradox made their next game after EU2, they just grabbed Clauswitz, but added shit on top of it. And then for EU3 or Hoi 2, Hoi 3, whichever one came first, they grabbed the Clauswitz build they had for the previous game, ported it over, added more shit on top of it, rinse and repeat the cycle until you get to when they make Victoria 3, 2022, 2023, when you have an incredibly bloated version of Clauswitz that's already unstable and runs like ass. You grab it and then you put it with Victoria 3. You tell it, all right, Clauswitz, instead of using a single CPU core, you're gonna use 20 CPU. You're gonna use all the CPU cores, and it runs like ass because Clauswitz doesn't know how to do that. In theory, Hoi 4, EU4, and Vic 3 all run on Clauswitz. Like they're all the same engine, but they're different builds of the engine. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like think of pizza, right? When you go to like Domino's Pizza, no matter what, you're gonna get pizza, but some pizza has pepperoni, some pizza has ham on it, some fucking freaks like to eat Hawaiian pizza, right? So you can think of Clauswitz kind of like that. The core engine is the same throughout pretty much every Paradox games, with a few exceptions, and all that really happens between games is that they just slightly tweak Clauswitz so that it works better for what they want to do. The Stellaris run on Clauswitz because that's a surprisingly well-running video game. Does Stellaris use Clauswitz engine? But yeah, Stellaris uses Clauswitz engine, but for some fucking reason Stellaris runs well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand Clauswitz. That's what I say when I say I'm not classified enough. Like I'm not qualified enough to talk about this fucking engine. Is because you have cases like Victoria 3 where the game doesn't fucking function. You turn on the game, it barely runs. Motherfucker, I bought a MacBook, right? MacBook, that's meant to be the perfect game for that's meant to be the perfect computer for Clauswitz, because they have incredible single core performance. They're ahead of the curve in single core performance. I turned on fucking I turned on Victoria 3 on that shit. Not only did Victoria 3 run like ass, M4 Pro processor run like ass, it's the only fucking application I've ever launched on my MacBook that has made it that has made its fan spin up constantly. That fan did not turn off for the duration of me testing out Victoria 3 on that computer. So I just turned it the fuck off because I was like, okay, this is going to break my system. This is going to blow my CPU. I've used Premiere on that MacBook. I've fucking made parts of, like, I've grabbed my Japan video. I've transferred it over to the MacBook. I've fucking fully pre-rendered and exported it as a little test to see just how good the CPU is, right? To see if Apple fucking scammed me or if I actually got a good fucking deal on a good editing computer that I can take to university with me. That fan spun up maybe once during the render of the work in progress Japan video. But when it spun up once for a particularly heavy After Effects segment, which After Effects is always going to run like ass, right? Because it's fucking After Effects. It's unoptimized as shit. I launched up Victoria 3 on that computer. That computer handles After Effects. It handles nested sequences in Premiere. It handles linked files in Premiere. Motherfucker, oh my god, that fan did not turn off. It didn't. I've played Hoi on that fucking thing. Hoi runs fine. Fucking, the fan is silent when I play Hoi on that fucking thing on road trips and shit. Launch up Victoria 3 once. Fan doesn't turn off. Just keeps on spinning. That game is a marvel. It's a work of art, but not for the reasons Paradox wants it to be. I'm telling you. Yeah, the thing with new MacBooks is if you're a gamer, don't buy one. Like, if you play more than Paradox games, or if you want to play new Paradox games like EU5 and shit, don't fucking buy a MacBook, because you're not going to be it. Because they're made primarily for work purposes. Like, they're specialized for editing. They're specialized for fucking... Let's grab the Burgers bookkeeping. They're made for editing. They're made for fucking, like, programming. They're pretty decent for AI shit, right? Because they've been optimizing their processors for that. It's obviously good for, like, word processing. Like, just writing Word documents, docs documents, right? They're not good for gaming. I can get away with it, though. I don't really mind, because all I fucking play is Paradox games. I've been able to run some other games I play on occasion, like Warno. I've been able to run that shit pretty decently, like over 100 FPS through a virtual machine. And I'm willing to run it that way if I have to, right? What the fuck? Not this bullshit again, dude. Fuck! What the fuck is this event? Thank you, EU4. This game knows I'm streaming. That's why it's doing this. That's why it's fucking doing this. It knows I'm live. So it wants to fuck me. Comment cited. It's March. It's not 1447. What the fuck is this, man? Oof. Oh, what's I fucking say? Oh yeah, the MacBook. It's good for editing. That's all I care about. Like, my videos, I don't really play the game that much. Like, my videos aren't gameplay videos, if you watch them. So I don't really need the best gameplay performance for a Hoi 4. I just need it to be competent enough at editing, and I need it to be able to run the game well. I don't expect it to run it as best as possible. I just need it to run well. The next video is not strictly Millennium Dawn Japan. That one is in the works. However, that's a long-term project. So far, it's been 3 months in the making, and it's around halfway finished, I would say, right now. The project on my computer sits at around 9 minutes long so far, and I'd say that's about halfway finished. Maybe a little under halfway, because that's just the intro plus I've done something different with writing that one, where I went really in depth into the history of Japan leading up to the 2000s, mainly the economic shit, because I want that video to be mostly about the economics and to be sort of a drama about that, right? Obviously, it's going to have a war in it, but the main focus is going to be how does Japan recover from the economic bubble. So you have I want to say 5 minutes just explaining how Japan got to their current economic situation with the deflation and whatnot. Then you've got like 3 or 4 minutes just talking about, okay, so this is Japan in 2000. This is what the government tried to do to fix it. You get point of diversion around the last 3 minutes I've done, last 4 minutes I've done of that video so far, where that's when I take over and it stops being a history lesson, right? Like that's where the history lesson ends. We're like, all right, we established why the economic bubble happened and whatnot. This is the situation in 2000 at the start of Millennium Dawn, and now this is what my alternate Japanese government is doing to try and fix the crisis, right? So now I'm working on writing the continuation of that crisis, being like, okay, so the plan started off rough, but it started getting better. Like that's roughly the stages of writing we're at with the Japan video. I'm at with the Japan video, and it's taken me around 3 months of work to get to this point with the Japan video. If you're on the Patreon, I'm sorry, but I gotta plug it, right? You know how this YouTube shit is. You gotta plug the Patreon. But if you subscribe to the Patreon, you can see the Japan video so far. And if you don't want to subscribe for a month, but you still want access to it, if you want access to the previews, then you can tell me that, and then I'll make the previews pay-per-view. So it's like, okay, if you want to watch how the video's going so far, but you don't want to give me money every month, then you can pay like $5-10 to see the progress on the video so far. Obviously, I'd only do that. I'd only enable pay-per-view if, one, people really want it, if that's a really popular enough demand, and two, if the preview is longer than like 3 minutes. We're talking like this would only be for the documentary videos I make, right? For the mockumentaries, I should call them, because they're not real documentaries. I make the whole lore up. But yeah, that's where we're at with the Japan video. I estimate I should be able to get it out within the next few months, assuming work doesn't gigafuck me. Because that's the main thing, is work's kind of fucking up my video schedule. But I'm working around it to, at work I get a decent amount of downtime. So, the Swinswall segment on the second channel, that's a little preview of the video. That's not part of the intro, right? That's, that segment plays, like, around 5 minutes into the video. So, it stands well as its own segment, because I told Swins, hey, the video's going to take a break. You're going to take over. You're going to do a little recap of the the bullshit I talked about for the last few minutes, sort of to wrap up the end of the backstory segment, if you could call it that. The end of that history lesson in a neat little bow with a quick little recap, minute-long recap. And then it segments into the start of the next segments, the next 3 minutes. And in that video, I will say, watching it, it's definitely very experimental, even by my standards. Because something I've done is I've put in breaks into segments when I don't know how to. Because for writing, what I've always struggled with writing videos is how fluid can you make the story, right? Can you make the story just flow nicely? And the answer is 9 times out of 10, you will not be able to make the story flow nicely for longer videos unless you are making a video in which you're not adding any stakes, you're not adding drama. You're just being like, okay, this happens and then this happens and then this happens. Or if you're making a shorter video like I do, like the 3-minute long how the South African Civil War video, for that sort of thing, you can make it flow really nicely. Or with the Japan one, or the Panama one I did recently, I was able to make that video flow nicely. But with the Japan video, I've kind of struggled a bit, because it really, what fucks me up is connecting the segments and making them tie into each other. So what I've done to mitigate that is that whenever I want a break and I want to move on to talking something else, I've just inserted a segment where it's like, okay, now this person is talking, for example, Hollow Being is in it. He has a couple segments of him just talking bullshit to sort of help the to help me to make transitional segments, is what I call them, right? Or like I found a really funny Japanese ad, or like not really funny, but like a really silly Japanese ad where it's like you have Haruhi. It's like this, it's some gum ad, some weird gum ad shit where it's like the dude has the gum, it smells nice, and then the girls in the store turn into the fucking characters from Haruhi Suzumiya. Just Google fucking Haruhi gum ad Japan and you'll probably find it. But I put that in there to provide a little break between the segments. So, you know, it's I'm doing a bit of experimentation with that. That's definitely affecting how long it's taking to get the video out. But I will have it out before September. The deadline I've set for myself for that video is September, because in September I have to go to university. And when I have to go to university, I have to take a flight from Panama to the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and then I have to get in my dorm room. And unfortunately, I don't know if you know this, but it's impractical to travel with more than just one computer, right? Usually you just take a little laptop with you. And I'm not going to buy a computer in the UK. You know how fucking expensive computers are in the UK? £1 is equivalent to like $1.50, $1.30. So that's why I bought my MacBook. Right? You see, we're tying it back into the rant with about the Clauswitz engine now. That's why I bought the MacBook. It's so I can have a good editing computer that I can make videos on, and that I can also, you know, take around with me easily for class and shit, right? But the problem with that is that the problem with that, right, is that to transfer over the Japan video from my Windows computer to the MacBook, not only do I need to it's pretty easy to pass it over from the fucking Windows to MacBook, because I have an external hard drive that I can just plug in and like transfer the files, or I can just put it in through a Google Drive, because I pay like, what is it, $1 a month, $1.50 a month for the 100 gigabytes of cloud storage for for Google Drive. So that's not the hard part. The hard part is that there's a lot of plugins I have on Premiere and After Effects that I may or may not have acquired through less than legal means, let's say. You're right. I may or may not have downloaded a car from the internet so I could get those plugins. And to get those plugins on Mac, since piracy is nigh impossible there, I would need to spend over $50 fucking dollars on subscriptions to plugins. And I would rather not do that if I can avoid it. So the deadline for the Japan video is September, because if I give myself the deadline in September, I can finish it on the Windows computer, and then and then I can release it from the Windows computer. I don't have to buy any subscriptions. I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about maybe there's a fucking project incompatibility, because this one has a legit copy of the plugin, but this one doesn't. So, you know, we don't have to worry about that. And I just get to who the fuck are they? They're War Provence, alright? Can I get Aragon on my side? Yes, they'll support independence. They have 16k. How many men does Burgundy have? Can I declare war on them? Fuck it. They're allied to Florence, Brittany, and Scotland. You're fucking with me. No, but what was I saying? Something's yeah. So we won't have any incompatibilities with the potential incompatibilities with the project, and I will be able to have a stress-free move to the UK and then after I'm in the Isles, I can figure out how the fuck I'm gonna pay for those plugins. But until then, I ain't giving a cent to those companies. So we gotta finish the Japan video before September. That's the fucking deadline. It was a long rant. You know, it's a long road for me beginning the explanation to get into the end of the explanation. But we got it, right? I've got fucking ADD. That's just what happens. It's just what happens with me. I start rambling. But no, the Japan video, to tie it back to the original question, the Japan video is not the next video. It is a very big project that is in the works that's not going to be out for at least the next month, I want to say. The next video might actually be Czechoslovakia in Red Dusk, because they got an update recently. However, the problem with Red Dusk Czechoslovakia is that the Red Dusk update that the devs pushed is incomplete. It's like Across the Atlantic Part 1, I think it's called. It's an incomplete update which means that I played as fucking Czechoslovakia because I did the test run yesterday. I launched up Czechoslovakia. I won the Civil War. There was no content after the Civil War. And I was like, okay, what the fuck is this? So I DM'd the developer, and the developer told me, hey, so the reason there's no content is because Czechoslovakia is meant to be a bonus nation. It's meant to be a little bonus thing you can play, but it's not meant to have any real content beyond the Civil War. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, why the fuck ship the... Not only did you ship an incomplete update, because from what I understand, because I talked with Cam about this, the UK is incomplete. The UK is not finished. So not only is the UK unfinished, but you're going to fucking tell me that... what was I saying? Fuck. Hold on, give me 1 second. To recalibrate my brain. So you're going to tell me that on top of the UK not being finished, you're going to ship the Czechoslovak Civil War. You're going to put on the main menu of the game, hey, on the country select screen, you're going to put Czechoslovakia is a country that you can play. And, how do you call? Hold on, give me 1 second. I need to recalibrate my brain. I got lost. Yeah, I was thinking in my head, okay, so you ship Czechoslovakia, you put them on the playable country screen as like, hey, you can play this country, it's fun. I play them, and they have no content after the Civil War. Why the fuck release it then? Don't even put a fucking focus tree in Czechoslovakia at that point, right? Just make the Civil War something that triggers automatically. Don't let people think don't let people think that you can fucking, that you can play it when you can't. But I didn't UBS the MD South Africa video. Yes, because that was my mistake. I will admit that was my mistake when making the video, which is why there was a disclaimer at the start of the Panama video and at the start of the Mildon South Africa video. Every future video I make will not Mildon South Africa, but Red Dust South Africa Civil War video. Most likely, every video I make from now on will have a disclaimer at the start. Because the way I make the videos is I make them seem like documentaries, but they're not documentaries. They are mockumentaries. What's the difference between a documentary and a mockumentary, Hansen? I hear you asking. The difference is a mockumentary is basically a documentary but fictional, right? You're grabbing a real scenario or whatnot. You're inventing a scenario and you're presenting it as if it's a real thing through the lens of a documentary. A documentary just tells you what happened in real life. There was a lot of confusion with the South Africa video in the comments section because a lot of people thought it was like a real documentary of South Africa. And same thing with the Australia video. They thought it was a real documentary. So I'm putting a warning now. And the reason I don't want to do the same for the Czech video is because, is because I'm not the greatest writer, and that might sound a bit stupid because like most of my videos are writing, but when I have a good foundation for it, like with the Czech video that I'm planning, I would have a good foundation for like the pre-Civil War, and I'd be able to write a good Civil War. The problem is Red Dusk is a linear mod, right? Shit happens in the mod that you can't, it's a mod that once you start playing it, the outcome of it is pretty much set in stone, depending on what paths each country picks, right? So like if the Soviets go peaceful in the game, then they're locked into the peaceful route and they will railroad through that route. If the Soviets go expansionist, then they're locked into that route and they will railroad through it, right? So when you have a country that doesn't have any content past 2001 in that mod, and then you are relying a lot on what every country around you does for the story, not to mention you will not be able to influence anything that happens within the game to try and make the story better. So the reason the South Africa video worked is because I knew from the start, it's because South Africa is just such an isolated country in that mod, right? Like you fucking look at South Africa, it's like down here on the map, Europe and Russia and shit are up here. So you can bullshit your way through not to mention that the South Africa video you're referencing specifically is Millennium Dawn. So with Millennium Dawn, I can just bullshit through it because I'm completely making it up and I'm manipulating the world to my will. I am making the world do whatever the fuck I want because I am God. I invented that world. I'm writing the entire fucking thing from scratch. The Australia video, same thing. I created the entire story. I am Jesus in that video. I am reshaping countries and political structures to serve my purposes. You can't do that with Red Dusk because Red Dusk is a railroaded mod. It is on a set path. And you are either going to follow that path until it's over, or you're going to have to make, like, pretty much, I don't know how to elaborate it. You're going to have to, like, really hard reset the mod, and you're going to have to change a lot to the point where it won't be Red Dusk anymore. Right? And I don't really feel like doing that for a video that was just meant to be just some throwaway bullshit. Anyway, let's declare war on Burgundy to try and gain independence. But, yeah, that's why I'm not doing that for the Czechoslovakia video. That's why I will just try to make the pre-war and the civil war as interesting as I can fucking make it, so that I don't need to rely on whatever path the Soviets do to bullshit my way post-civil war. Because I am not taking the time out of I would much rather. The reason I've been making the Red Dusk videos. The reason I had planned this Red Dusk video is because of work. I'm sorry if that word offends you. It's a fucking real thing some people have to deal with. It's a terminal condition. Because of my job, I have very limited free time. What that means is I can't do every single I can't work on every video I want to at the same time. So I would much rather put the time of writing, right, into my I would rather put the time and the effort of writing a script into continuing the Japan video than I would putting it into just bullshitting my way through Czechoslovakia, because the developers, I don't know, they chose to be, they what the fuck is this? No! Why? There's 50,000 people here. What the fuck? It's happening again. Fuck. But what was I say? Yeah, I would rather put the effort into the Japan video than I would into bullshitting my way after the Czechoslovakia video, after the Civil War. Then I would rather put my shit into it. I don't fucking know what I was saying. I got distracted by that 25k stack coming in to molest me, unconsensually, may I add. Complete lack of decorum from the AI. The French are actually doing something this time though, so we might be able to rat a bit of land. Ideally, what I want to do from this war is we're gonna gain our independence, obviously, but I also want to take land from Brabant and maybe a bit of land from Flanders. Like, what's the good tiles here? Breda would be good to have. I know this one. Yeah, you got cloth in there. That's a pretty good trade. Good glass might be good. I think we're going to want to take Breda. We're going to want to take Ghent. Maybe Brugge, if we can get away with it without going over AE limit. Because if we go over AE limit, we're fucked. But if we get these tiles that I'm thinking about before the surrender of the lowlands, before the fucking HRE steps in, then we're going to have a really good basis with which to build up our country. But yeah, JOB, I have a job, so I'm trying to make just shitter videos. Because if I make shitter videos, then it doesn't fuck me up, like in the sense that I will be able to pump out content, but I will also be able to put more effort into the big videos at the same time. That's what I was trying to say before I got woefully distracted. Yeah, the Australia was pretty realistic. So if you go into the comments of the Australia and the South Africa video, you will see people that are like, man, I didn't know my country's history was so interesting, and typing shit like that. And I remember I read that, and I was like, oh no, that's not, that's I've been spreading misinformation on the internet. At best, I've been spreading misinformation. At worst, people are going to think I'm some sort of like ultra-nationalist, right? That's not a good look. But, we can take Brugge without the AE limit. We can't take this one. So we're just going to try and take the 2 tiles of Ghent and the tile of Brabant then. But, yeah, so that happened. And that's why I've started putting a disclaimer at the start of all of my videos, because I can bullshit a story really well, and I can make it realistic, and I would rather not get comments telling me, hey, you're spreading misinformation, because the point of my videos isn't to spread fucking misinformation, it's to entertain people, alright? I'm an inventor, alright? I invent things. I'm an entertainer, I entertain things, alright? I don't want people to think I'm some Australian ultranationalist trying to spread my agenda on like why fucking Bob Catter needs to be elected prime minister. I just don't want people thinking that. I don't want the confusion. Yeah, this is a weird whole format I'm fucking playing. Age of a New Beginning, I think it's called. That's the Breton army. Alright, France, do your shit. That's what I'm telling you. People who believe that are double-digit IQ, however, you can't purely blame them. For the South Africa video, you can't entirely blame the people that, like the South Africans that believed it, because their country is dog shit poo-poo. Their government steals all their money because it's corrupt as fuck, so they have no education budget. So you can't really blame those people. Now you can, however, blame the fucking Australians that fell for the bait, because the Australians always brag about how they're so educated compared to Americans, right? So that one I didn't understand, but the South Africa one I can kind of have a bit of sympathy, because they are from like a country that. So here's a funny thing about South Africa, that because for my mockumentary videos, I do research on the countries beforehand, so I can make the story more realistic and more engaging, right? So I can put, like, let's say, references to shit within the country in the video, so that people that are from that country, when they watch it, can be like, hey, I get that reference. That's a real neat fucking thing you put in there. It's more engaging for people from that country, right? So something I found out while doing research for the South Africa video is that South Africa is one of the only 2 countries in the world that has been regressing developmentally since the start of the 2000s, right? The only other country in the world that I have found that has had technological regression comparable to South Africa is Venezuela, and Venezuela is going through one of the worst economic and human rights crises in the history of the world right now, right? So some nefarious shit is going on in SA for it to be so fucked up. Yeah, with the Australia one, I wanted to toy around with making a week, like a small conflict. Because I remember the reason for that, funnily enough, wasn't because it was better for the story, but it was because I saw this like Ace Combat fucking start mission debriefing videos on YouTube, and I was like, man, I kind of want to make something similar to that. And so I was like, fuck it, instead of having this huge grandiose war, we're only going to have a small little punitive conflict. It makes it feel a bit nicer. Plus, I don't really like writing wars in videos. Not because I'm like a giga pacifist or anything, but just because I don't know how to write wars to where they're interesting and engaging. So I'd rather avoid them if I can help it. And how many loans do we have so far in this game? We have 4 loans. All right. We're getting up to gambler level. We're gonna have to take a lot of fucking money from Burgundy to repay those loans. We're up to 5 loans. But yeah, if someone took the fucking Goebbels Germany video seriously, then that would have been a kicker. I'll tell you that. That would have been interesting, to say the least. Where is the French and Aragonese armies? Why are they always in fucking Italy? What the fuck? Who are the Isles? Like the British? Who are we? Florence. Can I have white peace Florence? No, because they want to be sieged out by Aragon. Jesus Christ. The AI is actually being competent this run, so we might not need to hard reset. However, we're at 12 war session. I'm going to boost my stability. We're going to reduce that. Our tech is going to get a bit fucked, but it's fine. The America video. I don't think I'll do an America video. Or at least it's not in the immediate plans. The only America video I could maybe see myself making is like a Kaiser Redux Civil War video where like New England is the main character, but it's one of those things where it's like I could make it, but I don't really have a lot of interest in the U.S. because I don't know. I feel like the U.S. isn't really interesting for that type of video. I probably will not make a TFR video. I'm sorry, just because I personally do not like I think the mod is just a concept that's a bit overplayed, where it's like, oh, we have a wacky schizophrenic world. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that, you know. So, and I don't really like forcing myself to make videos on shit that I don't give a fuck about, because that just ends up with a lower quality product for you, the viewer. Now, North Korea, on the other hand, I could see myself making a video. I think it would be more North Korea Millennium Dawn video would be more interesting than a North Korea or South Korea Millennium Dawn video. Listen, all I'm saying is to make TFR good, alright? And this is my one demand I have of that mod. To make TFR good, you gotta make a secret focus tree that lets Libya revive Gaddafi, like necromance his corpse, and then take over the entirety of Western Europe. That's the one fucking thing I would need for to be able to consider playing that mod. Nah, I don't give a fuck about. Listen, if I cared about LARPers, I wouldn't make videos, alright? Let's get one thing straight. I don't give a fuck about the LARPers. I don't care about AI Trotsky. Bring George Droid. You know what? Fuck it. Put George Droid in the mod and I'm playing it. That's my one stipulation. If George Droid is not added to TFR, I'm not touching the mod. If George Droid is added, we're playing the fucking mod. We have like 10k Dutch noble rebels though, so this is bad. Alright, so who are these? Florence. Yes, get the fuck out of my war. Alright, an heir to the throne. Jan. 422. That's pretty dog shit. Who can we royal marry? Dynastic actions. We can get. Can I get the royal marriage with Aragon before it? Oh wait. Fuck. They took Aragon out of the war because Spain PU'd them. Shit. That's not good. This is my only fucking ally then. France. Oh no. Do I have a countess? Yes. Okay. I need AI France to do their shit. You can make up stories of battles and make them sound interesting. Yeah, my problem with that is I just don't really have interest in writing the fucking... I don't really have an interest in writing the battles, right? To be super detailed and whatnot. And that's before getting into how do you edit a full fucking battle. Like, how do you edit the video with... like, editing battles and wars in Eu4, the way I make the videos is a challenge. So I'd rather not add extra barriers, like extra bits of difficulty into it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather simplify what I can in the video so I can work slightly faster. Who? Burgundy pieced out. What the fuck? Why can the AI separate piece? Or I need to load a save for that one. Because that's mundo bullshit right there. You tell me the AI that's supporting your independence can the AI that's supporting your independence can separate piece before you gain your independence. That's bullshit. That's actual poo-poo game design. Oh wow. Grab me my fucking independence then. Jesus Christ. Oh man, it's actually so bullshit. If that makes me restart my run again. If it's dog shit game design that makes me do it, I swear to fuck. I swear to fuck. Yeah, part 1 might be fucking divided into 2 streams. They did it again! What? Right, we have a save from a year ago. Why did we load that one? I don't want to have to restart again, dude. We had a good run going. Yeah, I was being effective. I was doing its job. Now you're telling me it's gonna fuck up. You're telling me the AI is gonna just give up on the war. Don't worry. If we're gonna have to do If we're gonna have to restart for tomorrow, it's just gonna be part 1.1 or 1.2. Don't worry. It's just. Oof. Why does Paradox insist on making dog shit games, man? Just give me one good game with good AI. Stellaris got close, but not quite. You're 3 minutes behind. That's fine. Listen, stream delay's gonna happen. You're just gonna get to see the third reset when it happens, like after we've already done it. After we were halfway into the Independence War, you're gonna get the third reset. Where the fuck? Alright, we need to restart the run. Fuck me, man. Oh wow, the AI is actual poo-poo garbage in this game. Who the how can people play this? No, you know what the fucked up part is? I've had like 2 good fucking Holland runs in the past 2 weeks. One of them was this week. Or actually this weekend I had a really good Holland run. But the moment I turn on the stream, that's when Paradox fucks me. That's why I fucking tell you, these fucking games know when you're streaming. They know when you're streaming. They know when you're playing multiplayer. That's when the AI decides to fuck you. Oh, holy shit. The goal for tonight is we're gonna get an independent Holland. I will not fucking turn this goddamn stream off until Holland is independent. You can mark my fucking words. We're going until 2 in the fucking morning, if it's what it takes, to make an independent Holland. Jesus Christ. It's not even that the game's complicated. It's that the AI is retarded, right? Yeah, Japan video will probably be released before fucking Holland's independent. Because how does the AI do this? Oh, so I see what you mean by stream is 3 minutes behind. I'm looking at the YouTube one. YouTube's what's throttling tonight. Fucking hell. Hoy and Stellaris are both good, however I like Hoy more, but Stellaris has a good vibe going for it. Ugh. You know, I want to grab a beer, but it's it's fucking Tuesday. I can't be drinking on a Tuesday night. Oh no. What fucking institutions did we have before? We had church sanctuaries. Did we have church sanctuaries? No, we had the other one. Development of temples. Then we had clerical advisory. And then we didn't have right of donation. Do we have institutionalized clergy? No. Religious delegation? No. Fund theological studies? No. Religious diplomats is always good to have. Increased levies. Supremacy over the crown. This one. We need to leave one slot open. So let's take aristocratic counselors. There we go. Okay, so now we know who are gonna most likely to help us, right? We need the French, we need the Aragonese, and we need a third country. Because what's fucking us is that these two on their own somehow aren't strong enough. Yeah, it's a good strat for old games. If you don't want to pay for a retardedly old game, just pirate it. I support that. Especially because the developers don't make money off it, right? Like Hoi 3, for example. Fucking Paradox ain't making money off of Hoi 3. Production guy, there we go. Let's get some mana. Improve relations guy. Also, don't anyone mention the GUI mod I have turned on, alright? I don't think anyone's noticed. But don't worry about it. We can get 71 ducats now, or we can get trade income increase. Let's get trade income increase for the mana. Like, dude, the worst fucking games the worst price games ever are Call of Duty, because Call of Duty games never go lower in price. The least money you will ever pay for a Call of Duty game is $20. World at War came out in, what, 2008? 2009? That shit is still worth, that shit is still worth like $20, $30 on Steam. Alright, we're off to a great start. Burgundy's leader died, and they have an age-11 heir with a woman on the throne. That's really good for us. That's really fucking good for us, actually. And Aragon will already support our independence. Alright, we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start. Can I get Austria to support my independence? Because if I can get Austria to support my independence, that's really good. We're talking mundo good over there. Can I see what song this shit has? Open music play. That's Sabaton. We can't be listening to Sabaton on stream. Oh no. Alright guys, I gotta be honest. I may or may not have acquired the DLCs through less than reputable means. Alright, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So if Sabaton starts playing, you gotta let me know. Well, all I'm gonna say about piracy is I think piracy of single player games, like old single player games, right, that the developers aren't actively making money on, is good. I think piracy of like multiplayer games is a bit more iffy, because we're talking about like an old video game, like let's say RuneScape was a paid game, right? Obviously it's not, but let's say RuneScape was a paid game. If RuneScape developers suddenly stopped developing for RuneScape, and the community decided, hey, we still want to play this game, so we're just gonna make a free version, and we're also gonna make it so we have community servers, I think that would be good, right? But if we have how do you say it? If you have a game like Call of Duty, let's say the new Call of Duty, I don't think you should be allowed to pirate the multiplayer for that one. The single player, yeah, because no one fucking plays Call of Duty for the single player. But the multiplayer, not, because you're actually cutting into Activision's bottom line. And then you can make the argument of, okay, well, the bottom line you're cutting into is like $10 billion. But it's like, still, those are $10 billion that are going to pay the developers at some point in the pipeline, right? If you get what I'm saying. So I don't think you should be allowed to pirate live service games. Why are they fighting in my territory? Also, someone asked it like half an hour ago in the chat or something, but I was busy going off on a tangent, and I didn't want to lose my train of thought. I am majoring in business administration in British University, cause I am I don't know, I like money. All right. I don't know what else to say. I like cash money, so I went for a career that's guaranteed cash money. Dog, I fucking love Fortnite. I play Fortnite every day, every night. In my dreams, I see Fortnite. That's how dedicated I am to the fort. After university, the plan is hopefully get a job in the UK, because in the UK you earn money in pounds instead of the United States dollars, which is what we use in Panama. And since the pound is worth more than the dollar, then I can stockpile more. Like I can get better savings in the UK than I can in Panama. And then once I've saved up enough money, come back to Panama and get get whatever job I can get here. Hopefully not paying too much less than in the UK, but like we're talking reasonable rate, and then I reckon I'd be able to live pretty comfortably or I may even be able to take like a year or two off of work to try and dedicate to videos or whatever the fuck I feel like at the time, right? But realistically, my main goal with any job I get is to further the creation of videos, right? That's why the fucking Patreon exists. The Patreon exists for the sole purpose of funding my videos. Whenever you give $1 on the Patreon, I'm sorry, I gotta plug it. You know I have to plug it. Whenever I get $1 on the Patreon, you fucking you're directly supporting my videos because that's going into the Premiere subscription. That's going into fucking maybe hiring artists for a video, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I don't make enough to do it, right? It's like hiring an artist for a video, right? Shit like that. That's what I want to. Oh my god, Bohemia took Berlin. Oh fuck no. Oh, that's actually abhorrent. Oh. But yeah, that wages in Panama, it depends. In the capital, it depends per job. So if I right now with my current skill set, I could most likely get a job in marketing, or I could most likely get a job in like an advertisement agency, right? Because in high school, in Panama, we have a weird system in high school where you get your bachelor's degree after like when you graduate, you get your bachelor's degree. You don't get a high school diploma, and you need to pick between a bachelor in the sciences or in the humanities. I did the humanities because I'm a lazy fuck, and I'm not really good at shit like chemistry. Like I'm not good at chemistry. I'm not good at like biology. I'm good at physics. But yeah, in fucking I got my bachelor's in the humanities, and then I obviously have a good grasp of the Adobe suite of products. Like I know After Effects pretty well, I know Premiere pretty well, I know Photoshop pretty well. So I could most likely get a job in like an advertising agency or something if I wasn't studying a bit. Like if I wasn't already planning on studying business, because what I have right now is I have a job like that's related to business, so that then when I go, like so I can get a head start building connections in that space and whatnot, right, for after university. But if let's say I didn't want to go to university, I could most likely apply to a job in in like a marketing agency or something, and then I could be looking at $800 to like $1,200 a month, right? That's usually the average salary in the capital, and the capital is where half the population lives. So it's, but obviously you have wealth inequality and shit. So it's not like that's not what everyone makes. You can take it with a grain of salt. You have to take it with an even bigger grain of salt when you realize that only like 40% of the Panamanian population, of which most of that 40% is the poor people, pay tax. Or actually, funnily enough, most of that 40% is just rich foreigners that want to avoid taxes in their home country, so they pay taxes here. So only like 40% of the population pays taxes. Everyone else avoids it. So no one really knows exactly what the average salary would be in Panama because of those murky situations you have. But I mean, I wouldn't be poor if I went out and got like a job in the space I could already apply for. I'd be able to live fairly decently because cost of living in Panama is fairly inexpensive. We're talking like I can live off, just off the top of my head, I want to say I could live off of maybe 20K a year. 18 to 20K a year. I could live pretty comfortably. But obviously, since I'm going to university, the plan is to make more money than that so I can live even more comfortably, right? I'm gonna pause the game for a moment, leave you with the game music. I need to go get a glass of water because my throat's getting real raspy. I'll be right back in a second. Alright, I've returned and I have water now. And water's always good. Remember to stay hydrated. Really important. You're in engineering school in Paris, where you're gonna go to Switzerland to pile some money. Yeah, I think that's what. If you have the opportunity to go abroad, that's always what you should do. Especially if you're from the third world, you should try to go to university abroad, so you can not only get a good education, but so you can have a bigger chance at getting a decent job in a higher paying country. Because then that's gonna help you a fuck ton when you go back to your home country, because you're gonna have more money. And let's say you live in Costa Rica and your currency is doo caca, then you're gonna be good. You're gonna be Gucci. Let's get fucking Savoy on our side. I'm gonna try and get as many people to back my independence, so I'm not doing this bullshit again. Yeah, New Yorkers are not nice people. New Yorkers are they're animals. Sorry, but it had to be said. Diplomatic relations +1. That doesn't fucking help me right now, though. Fire this one. Hopefully I get a good advisor. And let's build a church in Den Haag so we can start stockpiling money. How long have we been going with this stream so far? Can somebody tell me, because OBS doesn't want to. An hour and a half. I just saw where it is in OBS. Alright, we're doing good for the first one. I'm aiming for at least 2 hours per stream. That's the goal I'm setting for myself. Is to stream for at least 2 hours per day. If you live in France with Swiss sellers, you're good. But think about this: if you didn't live in France, you would be infinitely better, because you'd actually experience joy in your life. You know. That's the one thing they don't tell you, is that if you leave France, you can be happy. Don't tell me the British and the fucking French are gonna death war. Don't do this to me, game. I need the French to free me from this hell. Bohemia has I have a negative opinion of Bohemia. Let's improve relations with Austria. Who the fuck do I have positive relations with? Aragon is really fucking useless. No, happiness doesn't exist in France. It exists everywhere else in the world. Alright? I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you have a very big disease known as Francophonia. So when you're born in France and have never experienced joy in your life, it's treatable, fortunately. You just need to leave France. My relations with France. Thank fuck. They peaced out and the British didn't do the surrender of the Maine. So we should have... Oh fuck, we're gonna have strong France this game. Oh fuck me. You know what? It serves my purposes right now to have a strong France. We have 84k against their 33k. Can I get Austria to support my independence? No. Who else was I improving with? Just let's fucking go for it, man. Like, this time we're in a really good position because we have like 50,000 from our allies. So let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't need to do a third reset. I think this is the part I think that this is the one. You know, this is the run that's gonna get us our independence. Watch it get jinxed because I said that. I don't need that. Oh shit, we can see as far as the Mamelukes. That's new. Alright, so far the French army is dumpstering. Actually, the Burgundian army is entirely trapped in Florence. We've picked an opportune time to declare our independence. Thank fuck it might work this time. All I want is independence. Oh. And if I get my independence, oh fuck! If I get my independence, I'll need to make a new thumbnail for tomorrow. Whatever, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll take independence in exchange of having to do a new. Where's my fan base? ESL. It's because most of them are Europeans in Qual TV. So what happens when you have Europeans is a lot of them don't know how to speak English. I know how to speak English, even though I'm from a shithole country. Not because any of my parents spoke English fluently, but because, there's this small thing known as television. My parents would set the television to English so that I would learn the language through osmosis, which means that I can speak the language. I have a very good grasp on it. I speak it as if I was a native speaker. I'm completely fluent. Europeans haven't discovered that if you watch the television in a foreign language, you will most likely be able to assimilate that language, which is why a lot of them are ESL. It's a long-winded explanation, but it helps explain everything quite nicely. Alright, so our plan for this war is we're going to take our independence, obviously. That's the first thing we want. Then we also want Breda. And I want these two Oh shit, wait, they're just going to give me everything. Or they're going to give me ducats as well. 54, can we ask for more? No. But we're free! We're free! ESL means English second language. But we're free! We're independent! We're independent. Oh, thank fuck. Thank God. Now I can finally have rivals. On Utrecht, I want Heller, and I want not Liège, but Friesland. That's my rivals. Let's core that shit. Let's see some land. Oh. We need to root out corruption, but it's fine. It's fine. Start drilling the troops. No, I'm not giving you unlawful I'm in the HRE, right? Yeah, good. We're in the HRE because no lowlands independence yet. We want to maintain our alliances with the people we have. No! I got a marriage with a French woman. Oh, fuck me. I'll take it. We have, these two provinces are pretty fucking rich because we have silk in both of those. Then we just have the silk provinces. But we have a lot of trade control. So I think next thing we're going to do is build a trade depot in Amsterdam. Actually in Den Haag, because it has slightly more trade. We're going to get more trade for the coast of Holland. We're just going to grind that shit. Now, listen, at this point, they were still women, right? They didn't start getting DLC until the 1900s. Don't get it twisted. Oof. King John. Oh, do I have disputed succession? Oh, thank fuck I don't have disputed succession in Aragon. Why is that name red? Leads a personal union with Navarra. It's communicated. Juan II of Castile, Fernando I in I don't know what that means. Trust me, it hurt infinitely more when I had to when I married that French woman and she became my wife. Because that means my heir is gonna be half French. Ooh. Oh no. She had good combat pips though. You can't fault a woman for having good combat pips because my leader has pretty shit combat pips. By the way, to anyone that doesn't know what a EU4 is, pips are your leader stacks. So right now, Duke Dirk van Egmont has shit combat pips, but good diplo and admin. And alliance is breaking with France. That's not good. I can't lose the French alliance, dog. I'm reliant on France for my protection. If you have 600 hours in Eu4, do not get into... I tell you, don't get into EU4 if you value your money. Because to play this game, you're either going to have to find a way to download all the DLCs. Or you're going to have to fucking pay hundreds to Paradox to get the DLC. Either way. It's not good business, especially with EU5 coming out. I would say, wait for EU5. If EU5 is dog shit, buy EU4. But if EU5 is good, just buy that one instead. Save yourself the money. What looming disaster do I have? Civil war. Why? -1 stability. How do I boost? Give me my fucking Diplo so I can boost it then. No more civil war disaster. Something that sucks right now is that we're gonna be a bit behind on admin tech because because of the fucking diet mission I had, but we should be okay. It should be if I manage to expand without too much AE. They have Dithmarschen as their ally, so that one should be an easy clap. Galer has Oldenburg, so that should be an easy clap. What does Friesland have as their allies? Denmark. Okay, that's fucked up. This game takes place back when Denmark was still a real country, so it ain't no good. Yeah, I think Paradox. I don't want to talk too much about piracy, just because safety of the channel, right? Can't be getting no community strikes already. I've already had enough of those throughout my career. But when it comes to piracy, I think Paradox is definitely one of the more chill companies when it comes to it, because they know people are gonna buy their DLC no matter what. Like, someone is gonna buy their DLC, so it doesn't matter if like 10 shitters in a Discord server pirate them. Yeah, my throat's gonna kill me tomorrow. Oh well, it's whatever. Let's go after Utrecht. Let's see what happens. Clap their army in one battle, alright. It's beautiful. Are they blockading me with what? 7 bark. Ooh, 15 barks. That's not good. What? We're having these fucking provinces in Flanders comes in clutch. We're making money. Listen, Belgium's not real yet, alright? Belgium's not. That's just Greater Holland. Don't disrespect my beautiful country again. Oh, God. Speaking of Belgian women, I could put my on the thumbnail for tomorrow, but I don't know if I like want to reuse assets, and just like like reuse the little text, reuse the Dutch flag and whatnot, and just have the map be the only thing that changes. You're playing Tyranny. I don't know what the fuck that is. Renaissance appeared in Brugge. Oh, fuck yeah. That's actually banger. We got Renaissance in our core province. Let's go. Big up to all the Italian people that migrated to Brugge. Listen, the only good Paradox RPG game, and I'm sorry, cover your ears because this is a bit offensive if you're hypersensitive, but the only good Paradox RPG was, what the fuck was that bullshit called? Dangerous Rapids or something? I don't know. It was some game about speedboats or something. I'll play Fortnite one day on stream. That's guaranteed. I love Fortnite. Why wouldn't I play? Oh, I've made a mistake. We're gonna go over AE limit with this. But what's my AE right now? Only Utrecht and Heller would join that coalition against me. So I'm willing to risk it. Just cause it's 2 shitters. But that does mean I'll have to invest a lot of ducats into the army, which I didn't quite want to do this early. Because ducats are very precious early game. But you gotta do what you gotta do to preserve the your nation. don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Let's go kill these Flemish people. How many ducats am I making per tick? 3. And we have full advisor slots. Yo, we got a good run. It took 2 restarts, but we have a good run going. Right now in Panama, it's 9 at night. I need to be asleep. Or I need to be asleep before 11. Because of my obligations tomorrow, which shall not be named as they are deemed offensive to some people. So this stream is gonna run until 10. Right, I have a little timer on my phone. I set it to 2 hours because I got home today kind of later than I expected, which means today I only had 2 hours to stream. Tomorrow, however, we're gonna see if we can get a 3 or we'll see if we can get like 2.5 or 3 hours. USA cut my funding. Funding for what? I never got USAID. We're gonna win this, yeah. Actually, I don't think the US cut USAID to Panama. we were one of the few countries that didn't get tariffed. The US put like tariffs on our coffee. But the thing is, the U.S. still buys our coffee. One of the most popular coffees in the United States, one of the most popular luxury coffees in the U.S. is Panamanian. So it's like, they're going to tariff our coffee. Okay, your consumer's going to be paying more, dickhead. Fucking clown shit in the White House. Listen, we're getting our trade power up there. We're doing pretty good. We have 27% off of 10 barks. They are barks at this point, right? Yeah. I think early game I'm just going to invest heavy into barks, and we're not going to go for carracks until we get exploration ideas. When we get exploration ideas, that's when we start investing into carracks. We need to put down a rebellion in Brabant. Should put 1,000 terror. That's true. Yeah. That one. There we go. Burgundy's a great power. That's not good. That's really not good. Uh-oh. Thank fuck we're free. Thank fuck we're independent. I don't know what the fuck blue lock is. Do I want to know? I think right now we're in the boring part of the game because we gotta wait until we gotta wait until our how do you say, until our aggressive expansion goes down by a bit before we can really do anything. And waiting for aggressive expansion to go down is always a treat. And France is fucking on Castile. That's decent. Let's do the clergy thing because we only need to get the Pope's approval for it. an imperial incident. It's time to I think for the incidents, we're just gonna want to do whatever fucks over Austria the most. Cause fuck Austria, dude. I want a weak HRE. I'm in the HRE, but I want a weak HRE. Cause the HRE is evil. Now if we can get a Polish alliance though. Ow. That's a shit ruler. What the fuck? 240. Those are awful pips. And he has a weak claim on top of it. Of course he does. He's French. Oh no, we're gonna get the Polish alliance. Because if we can get the Polish alliance, then we have a strong GP ally. Who am I? Oh yeah, the Pope for my mission. How are we doing tech-wise? Me, France, and Croatia. And Austria and Hungary. The Balkans are surprisingly developed, especially Albania. What the? Institution spread or mercantilism? Institution spread. Why is Albania so developed? What? Hamza relations. Let's build up more barks. And let's get exploration ideas. And then for exploration ideas, we're going to start building carracks. I want to have at least 3 carracks before we get our first explorer. And then we're going to get to America. And hopefully we're going to be able to colonize a lot of the East Coast before the British can get to it. Because if the British get to the East Coast, that's fucked. They'll mothball. But here's the one good thing about the British in this game is they built shit fleets. So if you just have like a half decent carrack navy, like heavy ship navy, you can dumpster the fuck out of the British fleet. And you can force the British into giving up their Eastern American territories without occupying a single state. Off of a humiliate war goal too. Like if you declare a humiliation war goal on them, because like you have them rivaled, you can make them give up the entirety of their East Coast possessions, which is pretty based, if you ask me. Carracks cost 50. That's bad. Bad for business. We could declare war on Galer. Or I know Friesland. Why is Friesland allied to Denmark? That's gonna fuck with us so bad. I don't plan on staying Catholic. The plan is for now. Go. How do you say? We're gonna go Protestant, and then we're gonna get the elective monarchy in charge. What the fuck is... Oh, man. What's the Pope's opinion of me? -3. Oof. Yeah, that's the Renaissance. Because as Netherlands, there's not really a point in staying Catholic, especially because you colonize a lot. Since you're meant to be a colonial nation, then you want to get the aspect of the faith that gives you this global, settler increase. I think you get +10 or +15 off of the aspect of the faith. Which is really good. Especially because when you get expansion ideas, you stack that on top of it. And I think you should get like 30 or 40% if you do your ideas and the aspect of the faith. Like if you add them on top of each other. I could be completely wrong though. I don't know the meta. I need 75 legitimacy to avoid the civil war. That's fine. We're gonna get that. Does it cost me Diplo or admin to upgrade this? Fuck it. It's admin. Claims on what? Rogues in Friesland. Can't wait until demand lowlands independence. That's gonna be really good for us, cause hopefully if our if our aggressive expansion is not too high, and if we have a decent amount, like if we have a decent military, we can declare war on Brabant and Liège before they before they can fight back. That's a lot of land. Why is... Alright, we're hogboxed. We are hogboxed in Benelux. Oh no. Why are they allied to Galer? This makes sense. How strong is their alliance with Galer? This is fucked. We actually can't expand in Benelux. Oh wow. Can I declare war on these guys? Who are they? Savoy and for... Oh shit. I'm a genius. I can get around this. I can get around this web of alliances if I declare war on East Frisia. Then we can get Friesland pretty easily. Let's build a Carrick. Let's get Friesland before I have to go to sleep today. How much time is on the timer? 15 minutes. Yeah, should be enough time. In 15 minutes, we gotta take Friesland and East Frisia. And then that's gonna be the end of the stream for today, and then there's gonna be another one tomorrow. Yeah, Bohemia's fucked right now. They annexed half of Prussia. We're not gonna have a Prussia this game. That is dookie. Alright, let's go in. They have 8 barks. Where's my barks? Let's blockade the fuck out of these people. They went to naval combat? Their fleet kinda sucks poo-poo? Okay. They went in again. And dumpstered. Alright. And that's with light ships. Once we get heavy ships, they're fucked. Let's just keep this blockaded. Let's see how much land we can get before aggressive expansion becomes an issue. 1. Okay, we can get 2 tiles. And who would join that coalition? Everyone around me. Wow. I'll take just Friesland though. This is a good province, and as long as we keep our neighbors weak, then we're playing the game properly. If we keep everyone around us weak. So I guess that's their one objective. Alright, I've lost 1 ship. Did Münster took over land that's mine. And Münster's in the fucking HRE. You're fucking with me. What the fuck? Oh, and they released it immediately. Huh? What's the point? Good night, Inkwell TV. Alright, tell me when that naval battle. We should be able to win that, no? Yeah, we're gonna out morale them. Come on. They have an admiral, but you don't need an admiral on light ships to win. And that's what I fucking thought. We can get the colonist, or we can save up a bit of Diplo for docks. Let's get the colonist. The faster we rush colonies, the better. Let's force them to pay a lot of ducats. Let's make them... We don't want to pillage capital because that gives us aggressive expansion. Let's do war reps. Okay, do steer trade instead. No. Let's just transfer trade power. War reps. Make them give up claims in Utrecht. Or give up claims in Holland. I can't make them do that. Alright, let's just do this then. Oof. We can choose a native policy. We want native repression. Then here we want to make a core. And now we need to rebuild the trade fleet with the new ducats we have. The 10, and then with this one. There we go. 8 trade ships for Lubbock trade. No, 10 for coast of Holland. Burgundy has a smaller army than me somehow. Let's get our rivalries set. Let's see here. Let's see our naval construction so far. It's decent. I'm gonna start exploring with 1 carrack. I don't know if there's any benefit to exploring with more than 1 ship in a single stack. You must have... Oh, that's because you need 3 ships. Stupid. How much time do we have left for tonight? 10 minutes left. So, we could just... We could probably get our colonial empire started up before we... Before I end the stream tonight. Like, we could probably start our exploration, because now we just need to stockpile ducats. Why do I have civil war? Legitimacy needs to be 75. Okay. Hopefully we get that. Because if we don't, that's bad. That's beautiful naval construction right there. The one advantage we're going to have is Netherlands that a lot of countries don't get in this game. Especially not like Britain or France. An advantage we're going to have over them is we're going to have an insane naval force limit. Which means we're going to have a lot of trade ships and a lot of battleships. And really what I'm banking on is only having to fight wars against Britain. Oh, I can ally Britain right now, you say? Don't fucking do that. No point in not having them allied. So what we want to do eventually is we want to get into a cycle of fucking over Britain and then fucking over France and then fucking over Britain and then fucking over France. However, I do think Britain is the slightly more valuable ally. As long as they don't have too much land in the Americas. Like if we can limit their expansion in the Americas, then they can be our friends. But if we can't limit their expansion in the Americas, then France is gonna have to be our friend. If that makes sense. Something, the balance of power. Do I sell titles so I can afford more ships? Probably not. Nobility in the officer corps, baby, you love to see it. Can I get a royal marriage in Sweden? Yes, I can. So that might be a vassal we get, which would be based. Actually, Sweden as an ally would be really fucking good for dealing with the HRE. Ooh. The plan's coming together. Now we unleash the trade ships. Here, let's get that. 5 minutes more to try and get our third trade ship before I go off to bed. I tried playing Riga. I have never played the only country I've played in like Eastern Europe is Muscovy. I have not done the quartermaster will work even harder to run his place, or 50% cheaper for my country. Discipline +5. I'll just keep whoever I have. I've only played Muscovy in Eastern Europe because I don't really care about the Baltic states. Or if you count Sweden as Eastern European, I've played them too, but I don't know. I just like the simpler OPMs like Lubeck. Fucking Hamburg. Listen, no need to mention the no need to mention the graphics mod, right? It is what it is. May or may not have forgotten to turn it off before I launched up the stream, and now we're locked into this run. This is the dream run, so to speak. This is only the good run because this is the one in which the AI didn't fuck me over. Ooh. A great advisor. Oh no. Let's get a yearly prestige guy because we need prestige. Ah! Oh wait, no. We're good. I thought I wasted ducats that were meant to go on a Carrack. No. Well, that would have been tragic. I upset the Pope at some point. Beautiful. Love to see it. Anything to help the Protestant Reformation in this timeline, alright? I wonder, when will Austria do the Man Lowlands independence? Is that only when Burgundy annexes the lowlands? Or can it trigger earlier? No, that's just one unified month. Accidentally kicked the microphone cable there. That's a blunder. Global tariffs plus 10%. That's pretty good. For only 16 ducat. Yes, sir. I want to risk the AE. How do I check my aggressive expansion? That's something I've always fucking wondered, is how do you check aggressive expansion? Alliance breaking with France. No. I don't give it permission to break. Yo, what's up, Santiago? Santiago, we have to talk about you and penguins, man. You're starting to worry me. Burgundy's warning me not to expand next to them. Does this count as next to them? Would Utrecht count? Because technically it's not next to them. The Penguin Santiago. La Madagascar. Galer would definitely count next to them because that's their, like, besides their junior partner. I'm gonna take a pause with the this 33rd Diplo, whatever. Gonna take a pause on the ideas so I can take up. They have 16k. Most of those have to be Munsters, right? Yeah, Munster has 9k. They have 3k. So we can beat their army. Alright, we're going after this guy's Utrecht. Let's see what happens. Let's run it. Alright, Munster didn't have their army in their country. That's pretty good. They have their army right above me though, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, actually, we could get 2 birds with 1 stone, because Liège is independent. How did Liège gain independence? You know, it doesn't fucking matter. Because I could... No, because Burgundy's warning me, right? But I am allied with the UK, with the England. I used to have an alliance with France, but that one broke, though. Because we're allied to, no, because they're allied to my rival. The Polish aren't gonna ally us. We have the Swedish. Would they defend me against Burgundy in a war? Probably, hopefully. What did the Pope do? I don't know what the Pope did. I don't want to know what the Pope did. Alright, we're gonna finish this war. Then that's it for tonight. I said that like 20 minutes ago, but fuck it, we're running. We're running with that story. This war, and then it's over. Let's go try and steal some land off of Liège. Like, if I can get Lune and maybe Liège itself. That could be good, however, I don't know if, like, what Burgundy would do. I don't know if they'd invade me or what. What does a warning even do? Does anyone know? Now we gotta go kill Munster army. Eriksfjord. Where's Eriksfjord? That's land I'm never gonna fucking colonize. Fuck those natives. Alright, what can I take off this fucking... Would that put me over A limit? Yes. So we can't take Liège land, but now I know Liège is allied to Münster. Which is a pretty good thing to know, all things considered. Now let's go kill Münster's army then, so we can just peace out. Because I'm not going to be able to get more land. What's the next... Fuck it, let's explore West Africa Sea. Oh, what the fuck? They occupied Groningen? Could I take Groningen without getting a coalition? Because if annexing Groningen... No, because that one gets me a coalition, but from who? From Geleur, Aachen, Berg, Cleves, Cologne, Dortmund, Münster, and Trier. Okay, so we're kind of locked into a limited expansion right now. So I think tomorrow, what we're gonna have to do tomorrow is we're gonna have to straight up just not invading it. We're gonna have to be pacifist as fuck tomorrow for a couple years before I can then go and how you say, expand greatly, get all the land I'm supposed to own. And let's stop improving relations with the Pope. Actually, I don't need to do anything to the Pope right now. Oh, what the fuck? How do they retreat to the tower behind me? Okay, fuck you. Tell me that kills their stack. Thank you. What the fuck? That's a bullshit stack. I just want to peace out Liège. I don't want to take their land. Huh? What did my... No, my AE didn't take down, so what the fuck? I see. I know what it is. Actually, not. Yeah, we're not gonna take any land from Liège yet. But the fact that they're independent and their only allies are Cleves, Kreuzplasmani. Yeah, they're only allied to shitters. Okay, yes. All right, I have a good idea. I have a good plan. Let's blockade Münster to force them to surrender. What the fuck, dude? Let's get an estate a diet summoned. Let's do this one. That one don't seem too hard. How's Castile and their gold there? Are they colonizing? Fucking Castile best not be colonizing, man. It's my job. Me all the ducats. I can steer trade and war. Can I vassalize them? Yes, but that would create a coalition, so I'm not gonna do it. What's up with them? Are they like a... They're not a vassal, so they just want me to cap Münster. Here we go. We have 100% war score. Okay, thank fuck that ends the war. Could I take an extra tile without it starting a coalition? It would start a coalition no matter what, okay. That's the only war goal I can fucking get? You kidding me? No. Fuck it. I'm not separate piecing Münster. No. Alright. I think that's it for tonight. So if you enjoyed the stream, there should be another one, this exact same run, tomorrow at roughly the same time. So, hold on. Holland. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. And I will see you all tomorrow night, hopefully. Bye-bye.